Look at that clear blue sky. Now, normally the sky in PUBG looks like this. The blue is somewhat desaturated. The colors of the ground and the environment are somewhat desaturated as well. The camera lens looks like it could use a little bit of a cleaning. But here, on the new clear skies setting, everything is nice and bright. It's vibrant. You can see the sky is a very, very sky blue. The landscape it looks gorgeous. Everything here just looks amazing in my opinion. I really like this new weather setting, and there are two new weather settings that are coming out with this patch. Now, I'm recording this the day that the test server got the patch, which is on Wednesday, and tomorrow, Thursday, if this patch seems to be stable for the majority of people testing it, they're going to release it on Thursday, so that's tomorrow. So I did some work to try and get this video out to you folks today, so I hope you are seeing it on the day that I recorded this and uploaded it. But even if not, I hope you are enjoying the video in any case, and it should still showcase what's new in this patch anyway. Not everything. I didn't cover everything that the patch has to offer. I'm going to put the patch notes link down in the video description. So if you want to see the other stuff that got changed that I didn't necessarily cover here, go ahead and click down there. But take a look at this setting here. Take a look at this weather setting, the clear skies. The blue of the sky is very beautiful. The colors of the ground and the environment are all vibrant. It looks to me like a cool, somewhat breezy morning. Right? It looks like an early morning that's nice and cool and breezy. I like weather. I like mornings like that. I like weather like that in general. But the two weather settings, clear skies and sunset, and we will be getting to sunset later in this video. The two weather settings are not the only thing to be excited about in this patch. This is their third monthly patch, and the monthly patches are the ones where Bluehole add new features. They optimize the game. They try and make it more stable. They try and add gameplay. They try and add content, and they did a great job with this patch, in my opinion. I can't wait for it to go onto the live server so I can begin playing on it live. But look at this new gameplay feature. Look at this looting. You can now loot while moving. You can loot while looking at the environment and moving at the same time. It's freaking amazing. And the more you play with this feature, the more you start to think, wow, how did I ever get along without this before? It is, in my opinion, absolutely integral to this game's gameplay. It adds so much to be able to quickly loot things and manage your inventory and all that stuff. You can say, I can quickly loot that boost item there, quickly loot the ammo, and then get moving. No problem. Didn't have to tab, didn't have to stand still, or anything like that. You can just loot on the go. Now, you do slow down a little bit when you loot this way. But, I mean, you were having to stand completely still before, so I think that's a pretty good trade-off. And as you can see here, you can still hit tab and loot the way you've been doing before, most likely, which is to drag things from vicinity into your inventory there. But you can see it's extremely quick. And here I spot the double barrel shotgun. I really like that. So I come in here and I scoop everything up. I quickly manage my inventory, put my shotgun on the appropriate hotkey. I'm in, I've looted, I've got everything set up. I put my attachment on and I'm out. It's so smooth. This new looting feature is so exciting to me. I'm having a great time playing on the test server, or I had a great time playing on the test server just doing this. I'm not sure I'm going to jump on the test server again today, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, it's all good stuff. And just look at this weather setting. I'm going to spend some time just looking around, running around in these open fields, just getting a feel for how this looks. It's so, in my opinion, it adds so much to the game. The way the environment looks and feels adds so much to the game. And whether you're on the test server or not, the force field is still something you need to consider. As we can see here, the force field is catching up to me here a bit. I'm not really too worried. I do have enough healing and boost items to be able to survive it. But as you can see, clear skies or not, the force field is, of course, something that you're going to need to consider. However, I do come across this motorbike, and one of the other things that got changed in this new monthly patch is they said that they made the motorbikes more stable, more controllable. Now, the motorbikes have been extremely unreliable, in my opinion, after they changed them the first time, because they added them, they felt okay, they changed them, and then they got a little bit unpredictable, a little bit uncontrolled, a little bit unruly or wily, we can say. But with this patch, they have made them a lot more controllable. They stated that in the patch, and then I tested it, which is what we're doing right here. Now I'm purposely driving over bumpy terrain to see if the bike is going to go sailing off in different directions, or if it's going to flip or anything like that. And I'm purposely driving over these little bumps at as fast a speed as I can get, and as you can see, the bike is doing a good job at hugging the terrain, maintaining its speed, and it's not getting any kind of physics glitches as I drive across this terrain. You can see I'm trying to push this bike to its limits, and you can use the spacebar. You can use spacebar and control to tilt the bike back or push it forward while you're in the air, respectively. And yeah, the bike is, as you can see, handling very, very well. In my opinion, it feels a lot safer to be able to actually use a bike reliably in this patch. So this is another very welcome change, in my opinion. You can see I'm pushing it to 140 kilometers an hour on this bike. I don't think any other vehicle can go faster than that. So now I decided to start pushing it even further. I'm taking it in hard turns on bumpy terrain. I'm trying to get the bike, I'm trying to see what the bike can do now. Because the motorbike is, if it's the fastest way to get around, it might very well be something that you want to consider a lot of the time. So here I am taking it on some hard turns on open terrain, trying to get it to those really high speeds and hit these really rocky, hilly areas and see how it goes. It looks like I'm about to spin out there or something's going to happen with the geometry and the physics, but no, I'm actually able to maintain control of the bike even in a situation like that. So that's a very, very welcome change. I'm very much looking forward to being able to use motorbikes reliably. I'm still a little bit hesitant. And I go into first-person view here just to see what it's like, man, because the clear skies setting, the new, well, not new, but the more controllable motorbikes, all of this is just really cool, and it's just one of those things that you kind of want to play around with. And since I'm on the test server, I figure there's no better time than on the clear skies setting with this new patch in this open field on a more controllable motorbike to go ahead and give it a shot and just play around. So here I am speeding through these fields, reaching 148 kilometers an hour, going extremely fast. Now, in the first-person setting, it's kind of difficult to tell when you actually get some air on the bike. It's sort of difficult to tell. See, I think I caught some air there, but I wasn't able to really tell because I don't have that third-person camera to see when the bike actually leaves the ground. So that kind of makes controlling a little bit different. But if you're playing PUBG, you're most likely not going to be playing in first person until they release the first person only mode. If that's something you're looking forward to, I am. So here, I actually do get the bike to tip over. It does fall over on its side. Now I want to see if in this patch I can lift it back up, and I can. Now I'm not sure if this is a thing that you could do in the previous patch, but I don't think that if it was a thing that was possible, it was very likely that it was going to work in the previous patch. So the fact that I was able to lift the bike back up, get right back on, and then take it onto the mountaintops like this, again, an extremely welcome change. And all the while, we've got this beautiful, clear weather setting. Oh, it's so good. We've got the new looting feature. I think, don't quote me on this one, I think there are new weapons in the game. I didn't get a chance to toy around with those in this video. So if you're looking forward to that, I'm sorry for having to make you come through it this far to learn that I didn't actually get to play around with the new weapons. But there are other things that we are going to see coming up here. So anyway, you can see that there's still some things with the physics here. The bike popped right off the rock over there, fell back, and then landed on its side. But I was able to recover and get back on the move, which is important, especially if you're playing in a serious game. You don't want to lose your vehicle to something silly like that. Being able to recover and get back on the move is very important to winning the game. If something like that were to happen, like a little physics glitch or something like that, being able to recover from that's very important. Oh, and finally, driving downhill as fast as I can. We do finally see the limits of the motorbike, but I feel like that's the kind of physics that's supposed to happen in a situation like that. In any case, my character gets up, dusts himself off, gets back onto the starter island, gets back into the starter plane, and now we are in a new game here with the sunset setting. And this adds quite a bit of atmosphere. It's gorgeous. It's also gorgeous in its own way, just like the clear skies setting. This is also gorgeous. I like it because it adds its own feel. And I don't know how you perceive this. I think some people are, I don't know how you would perceive this, but in my opinion, it's got this mix of tranquility and heightened tension at the same time. I don't know. The sunset setting is nice. They've done a great job at making this game just gorgeous with all of its weather settings. The default weather setting, rain, and now clear skies and sunset, they all just look absolutely gorgeous. And I'm having a great time just going through all of these new settings. Oh man, there's a boost item here I can't pick up. I need a backpack, man. And so as I search for a backpack, I spot another of this monthly patch's new features, which are these destructible shacks over here. Now I think, and don't quote me on this, I think this is the case, I'm fairly certain this is the case, that these destructible shacks take the place of some of the little shacks that we would see before. the ones that would have like little bits of loot in them and such. I believe these replace some of those. Now these little shacks right here, these wooden shacks, a bit run down, well, quite a bit run down. These are destructible. So they can serve as temporary hiding places, they can serve as momentary cover, but they are destructible. They can serve as something for you to be able to move from point to point between if you're looking to strategize in that way. But they shouldn't be relied upon as a means of protecting yourself for the long haul. As we can see, as we're about to see, I'm going to go ahead and put some shots into these walls here so you can see how easily a shack like this falls apart. But it does give you some good views. It'll give you a chance to take a look around, observe the road, and maybe get a vantage point or something along those lines. It can give you just a little bit of respite here. In any case, so one shotgun blast from the S12K, a few rounds from a pistol. I'll take the assault rifle to it. Yeah, as I was saying, in any case, let's go ahead and get some rounds off on it. Now let's take a few shots from range. Now notice how from this distance you can't hear the walls collapse. Just notice that from that short distance, about 15 to 20 meters away or so, you can't hear the walls collapsing. Just interesting to note. One of those things that if you hear a wall collapsing, you know it's happening really close, because 15 to 20 meters away, you can't hear that happening. Of course, you'll be able to hear the gunshots and such. Now, I didn't test melee weapons on it. I probably should have done that, just hadn't thought about it. Or even fists, bare fist punching. To see how that works. I'm not certain that would actually bring one of those down. But here is just another gorgeous view here. First-person view. Looking right out of a window, right at the sunset, with some trees right in front, the hills overlooking. This is just how gorgeous this map can look, with just something as simple as a weather, as a time of day change, a weather setting change. And here we are on the other side of the fence, outside, not looking through the window, just getting a gorgeous view of what this map has to offer, what Blue Hole has done here with their environment for this map. Gorgeous stuff. Now here is I believe this is just a normal shack, the wooden ones we'd seen before. Oh, there's a Dacia driving by. But I think because these ones are not destructible, they decided to go ahead for the ones that are not destructible. They decided to go ahead and change them to stone structures, which is a good choice. That way, if you see a wooden shack, you know it's destructible. If you see a stone one, you know it's going to be one that you can take cover in, or that might have somebody taking cover in it, something along those lines. Here we see a vehicle, a UAZ. Now, one important thing to note about this new patch is that vehicles no longer spawn in. They're no longer guaranteed to spawn in facing east, which means you can't use that as an indicator anymore of whether or not a vehicle has been driven by somebody or along those lines. And as we can see here, inside the little destructible shack, I came across another one, there can definitely still be loot. I just picked up a grenade there. I believe it was a smoke grenade. And there's a level 1 vest also in there, and I'm able to look around and take a look outside those places. Now, the only thing about this is I'm not 100% certain if in first-person view you're going to be able to get a good look out those windows. Maybe that's something they'll want to consider before they make the first-person only servers, if that's the thing that they're going to even do at any point. Now, look, or soon or whatever. Now, look on the map here. You can see that this little destructible shack is marked on the map. So that tells me that those probably were, formerly they were normal little shacks. And some of them have become destructible and some of them are not, and those that are not are now stone. Now, one important thing to note here is take a look at how quickly I'm able to get in and out of this UAZ. They have done some server optimization on this, on their servers. They've done some server optimization. So before, you would tap F to get into the vehicle, and you might have to tap it multiple times, and if you did, you might get in and get right back out because of the server latency. But this is me testing that. Now, I want you to know that every time I tapped F to get in, or I hit Control 1 to switch over to the driver's seat, it was instant. That's what I'm trying to showcase here. That was extremely quick stuff. So I'm very, very pleased. That's another thing to be extremely excited about, in my opinion. The fact that you can reliably get into and out of vehicles without having to worry about latency. I hope that change makes it... Ooh, wow, okay, I'm taking fire here. I hope that change makes it into the live version. I hope this patch is stable enough so that gets in there and gets off without a hitch, man. Because I gotta tell you, being able to get in and out of that vehicle like that was incredible. With certainty, knowing that it was going to happen really quickly was incredible. Well, I didn't really know, but I was testing it, and it turned out to be that way, which is really nice. Anyway, I'm up here trying to take one of these buildings, and I get attacked on my way in. This guy's very aggressive. He's going to start tossing grenades and such. He's extremely aggressive. I'm going to put a grenade out there of my own. It's just a smoke grenade. I've got 5 of them, but I want him to hear the... That's one of his own grenades, but I want him to hear the grenade hit the ground so that he gives a little bit of pause, and that gives me a second to become the aggressor. So I'm able to take this building without too many issues. He attacked me from a different angle outside. I wasn't taking this building from him. He was outside as well. I think he had another building occupied. Now another player comes in a little later, and he's trying to take this building from me. I miss all 3 shots. The bars may very well have helped in there. The bars on the railing for the staircase. So, I'm going to put a stun grenade out with the underhand lob and use that as a way to try and get down into the first floor here. But I don't readily see him. However, he charges up and attempts to make a play. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, that might have been those pistols. That might have been those new automatic pistols, because that sound didn't sound familiar to me. In any case, the match comes to an end here. Quick little spoiler alert there. Here it is. I'm trying to make it over to this UAZ. But apparently the sniper was behind me, or there was also one in front of me, and I believe what we're hearing right now is the crossfire between the 2 of them. I may have gotten caught in that crossfire there. There was a supply drop out in the open there. In any case, yeah, that will do it for this particular video. This is some of the most exciting stuff that I've seen in PUBG so far. Among the most exciting things, however, are the gameplay elements. Not only the weather, that's also really exciting. I love the 2 new weather settings. But the gameplay elements, the destructible shacks, and the fast looting while moving is amazing. And also the optimization of the client, things definitely felt a lot smoother. That's something I didn't mention. Now, the game runs pretty smoothly for me as it is, but here it felt even more responsive on the test server today, which was amazing. And the optimization of the servers, that's the 4th thing that I think I'm really excited about here. The optimization of the server, the fact that using the interact key was very tight, very responsive. That's something this game has needed for a while now. So all of that is just absolutely fantastic to me. Alright, so I just wanted to show you folks what's coming in the new patch tomorrow if it remains stable today. If you don't have the PUBG test server when you're watching this video, if you're catching this video on the day it was uploaded, I would go ahead and recommend going over to Steam if you have PUBG and downloading the public test server. It should be right under your normal Playerunknown's Battlegrounds entry in your Steam library. Download it, give it a try, because there's a lot of really cool stuff here, and I can't wait for this stuff to make it over to the live servers. That will do it for this particular video. Hope you folks enjoyed this. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you folks next time.